Hi everyone, Cendril here. Welcome to another day in Stardew Valley. We can really see the wallpaper and tile now. I like that wallpaper. It's going to be cloudy with gusts of wind throughout the day. And spirits are very happy. That's good news. Today I'm going to talk about kind of a variation of a topic I had earlier. At least I think it was a topic I had on here earlier. And that is about how we have a lot of good video games these days. It just seems like there's always really good video games coming out. I believe I talked about that. Well, today I'm going to talk about reviews. And the first thing, I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to talk about why I don't do reviews. Although I would like to. I talk about why I don't do reviews. Maybe just two things. I talk about that, and the main thing I'm going to talk about is how I think reviews should change. And it really goes around the whole rating system. You'll understand better when I really get into it. Just follow me on this for a little bit, and you'll understand what I'm trying to get to. I don't do reviews, although I would love to do reviews. I think I have a very good skill set for reviews. The reason I don't is mainly because of time. Reviews take a lot of time to do, especially with how I would do them. Like I've always said, and those that have been around the channel for a while. Oh, the barn finished upgrading. Fantastic. Those that have been around the channel for a while have probably heard me say this once or twice. If I'm gonna do a review, I'm gonna do it right. So if I ever start back up, now I did one review for a school project, and people really liked it. Back when I was in college, a few years ago. And people really, really liked it. The people that watched. I think I could do reviews very well. I think I have a good skill set for it. The thing with reviews, and this is a new recording day, so I don't remember what I was doing over there. I remember I ran out of seeds. Oh well, it's okay. Reviews take a lot of time, especially with how I would do it. I would record footage of the game, really go over it. I would really think about it, because I would never do a review half-heartedly. I take reviews very seriously, because reviews should be a as much as you can unbiased look at a game, and based on your own experiences with it, and the experiences of maybe some others if you're kind of part of a big group, or just if there's something really wrong with the game and you've heard about it, factoring that in. But mainly what you see, and giving a good, in-depth, I can't say unbiased because it's hard to be unbiased with the data, but it's just a good, in-depth reasoning for your score. Your score should always follow your reasoning. You can't heap praise on a game and then give it a 6. I hope that makes sense. Your review has to, your score for the review has to match the review that you're giving. If a game is really good, then it should get a really high score. If a game is really bad, then it should get a bad score. That's how it should work. But you know, if I ever do reviews, you will get a review, and I feel reviews are important, and I don't take them lightly, like I said, because people count on reviews. If you all get a review from me for a game, I want all of you to know that you are getting the most analysis, and that I'm looking out for you. So if I say this game is 10 out of 10, it's completely worth your money, you should buy it, then I will truly believe that. And I will be giving as much reasoning as I can to back that up. That's how a review should be. You should basically be telling your audience, this game is good, it's great, it's fantastic, it's worth their money. It's worth their money if they like this type of genre. These are the things wrong with it. You try to prepare your audience before they go into the game. That's why they're watching the review. That's how I've always looked at it. People watch reviews to see if this game is worth their time, effort, and money. And under what circumstances it is. So it's like, oh, I do like this type of genre. And it's good. To me, if your word as a reviewer is what you have, that's the most important thing you have, is that you have good judgment and you back up what you're saying. That you're looking out for the people. If you're constantly giving good reviews to bad games, people aren't going to trust you. Trust is so important for a reviewer. So as you can see, I take reviews very seriously. Reviews take a lot of time. I don't want to do reviews half-heartedly, because you can see just how much I care about them, and I think they're people use reviews to find out whether they should buy a game or not, and that's a big responsibility, and it's a responsibility if I did reviews I would always have in the back of my mind. So there's that. Now, get back to why I don't do reviews is because it's hard to do all the Let's Plays that I do, plus streams now, and record an entire game on the side for a review. Like, I couldn't do it. I have tried, actually, believe it or not. But, you know, those will never come to the light of day. I've tried twice. And I just felt like I overwhelmed myself, and I couldn't do it. But it is something that if I had more time, I would love to do reviews, because I think I would be pretty good at it with a little bit of practice. Because I would do so much preparation beforehand. What constitutes a 6? What constitutes a 7? What constitutes an 8, a 9, a 10, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1? You know, you have criteria, and you see if the game meets those. I would have all of that set out. This is what this rating means, etc. So I would put a lot of planning into it. So anyway, I've been asked a few times over the years. I've been asked several times over the years why I don't do reviews, and that's why. It's just a time, and it's mainly a time thing why I don't. And I would, you know, need a little more help to do a review the way I would want to. So there's that. Now let me get onto the other thing I was mainly going to talk about when it comes to reviews, and that is how I think people look at the numbers wrong these days, in that I forgot to do the greenhouse, and that people don't, the reviewers, all these good games have kind of skewed the rating system. And here's what I mean. these days, if people look at a game, I feel like, it's just from my own experiences, what I've seen, on boards and stuff like that. If people don't, boards, YouTube, etc., if a game doesn't get in, like, at least a 7.5, the game is terrible. It feels like the whole spectrum has got skewed. And so if I did reviews, I would try to skewer the spectrum back to how I feel it should be. And how I feel it should be is as follows. If a game gets a 6 should be considered average, to me. You could go 5, but then I think that's a little more negative. I feel like a 6 should be an average game. Not a bad game. Not a game that's, extremely mediocre. There's a difference between average and, mediocre. I think there's just a different... They mean the same thing, but there's a different connotation to it. That if a game gets a 6, it's worth you looking. It's worth you at least looking at and seeing if it's something for you. That's a game that won't be for everybody, but will be for some people. Like, a 6 isn't a broken game. Like I said, I feel like the view has kind of gotten skewed. And then every point above a 6 is a game being better and better and better, whereas a 10 is a near flawless game, or a game that just gives you much more than any other game could, any other game normally gives. And like I said, these are things that I would have planned out completely before I would do this. These are all things that reviewers should be thinking about. What does this number mean? And I think the really big reviewers actually do that. The big magazines and things like that do that. Sometimes I think people get caught up too much in the entertainment of reviews. Like because there's some channels out there that are really funny when they give a review, but maybe don't give as much substance. And I feel like that's really important. You should be trying to inform your audience as much as possible. And some do a very good job of balancing that, of being entertaining and giving a lot of information about the game. And why or why not it's good. So anyway, the point is there's a lot that goes into reviews. And I think it's always important that we remember that as watchers of reviews. But even more importantly, it's important that the reviewers remember that. That the reviewers remember that you're supposed to be giving information and trying to help people make a decision for them about whether to get this game. That way people don't get ripped off. Like, I think that's one of the biggest things, it's one of the biggest ways a reviewer can help people. Is to say, this game is not worth your hard-earned $65. Don't pick it up. Maybe pick it up when it's half price. Maybe rent it. But it's not worth your time because of reasons A, B, C, D, E, and, here's my final review. Here's my final score and why. I think that's really important, and reviewers should always remember that. And it's a responsibility, and it's a responsibility that I do not take lightly, and that's why I just don't, throw out reviews for stuff. I'll give my opinions. I do that a lot. I'll give you my opinions, and I'll back it up with some of the things. So I feel like I'm trustworthy in that way. I think a lot of you do trust me with that. Like, if I give my opinion on something, I try to also back that up with some facts. I forgot to grab the snapper. We can finish the fodder bundle. But I do feel like I do have some, a heater. Neat. That I do have some, what's the word I'm looking for? That you trust me, basically. With that, if I won't tell you something that's completely terrible unless I really believe it's completely terrible, and I tell you why. So, I do that anyway. But to give a full-on review of something, I would want to do it right. I'd want to do it right, put the time in, make the video entertaining. But also, you learn a lot about the game. Yeah, that's what I got. We're out of time, so. And there's my thoughts on reviews, and again why I don't do reviews. And some of the things that I would be thinking about if I did do reviews. So, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a lot of fun. Although I don't give reviews, I would like to hear my opinions on a game. Some of you have already asked my opinions on series or things like that. If you'd like to hear my opinions on a game, let me know in the comments below. I will definitely talk about it and give you my opinions, and just especially if I've played the game. If I haven't played the game, I can just tell you what I've seen of reviews and things like that. If I had my eye on it, but especially if I've played the game, I can give you my own experiences about it, and go from there. Be another thing you might want to ask about. Until the next episode, I'm Cendril9. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.